Welcome back. A large group of House Republicans planning to challenge the certification of Joe Biden's election when Congress counts the Electoral College results next Wednesday.
It's actually one of the very first moves our next guest says he'll make when he's sworn in next week. That's coming up. North Carolina GOP Congressman-elect Madison Cawthorn is joining us now. Madison, congratulations. Happy New Year. Come Sunday, you're going to be a member of Congress.
I just can't believe it. I mean, it's an incredible opportunity. I am so thankful to the people of Western North Carolina that I get to go and serve. It's the honor of a lifetime.
Yeah, you know, my husband, when he was sworn in the first time he walked in, he cried the first time he walked in the chamber. So I'll be thinking of you when you get sworn in, because I know that's quite a moment, especially for someone as young as you. Now, you put out a tweet with a video saying that you are going to support this certification, a review of the certification before January 6th. You know, there are senators like Never Trump Senator Ben Sasse from Nebraska who say this is very dangerous. What do you say to him? What's your response?
Well, the main reason I made this video is because I think there's been so much noise about why we are objecting to the election. I wanted to make it very clear that it's because there were clear constitutional violations, and it's not unprecedented to do this. One of our founding fathers, the third president of our country, did this. Nancy Pelosi did this in 2004. The House Democrats did it again in 2016 with President Trump's election. This is not something new. It's not unprecedented, but Never Trump senators and really kind of members of the left and people in our own party who are saying that this is unprecedented and dangerous for the republic, I believe are just trying to hide.
Yeah, Madison, that'll be the first thing you do. But, you know, you took the nation by storm at the R-N.C. A powerful speech. Everyone said, wow, a fresh new voice. What do you hope your service will be about?
Well, you know what? I hope it redefines the Republican Party. That will be a new party that's a bolder party, one that isn't so reactionary, isn't the party of no, but is a thought leader on issues like the environment, what's going on with our economic crisis in our country, actually solving issues rather than just responding to what the Democrats do. I believe that our party should welcome everybody, regardless of religion or race. As long as you believe in freedom and free market capitalism, you're welcome here.
Well, I got to tell you, Madison, I'm as excited as anybody about you personally going to Congress. You're going to be the youngest member of Congress. You and people like Lauren Boebert and some of these others, a fresh new voice. You are the hope of the future. And one of the things that I love that you say is that you're going to take on the establishment. And the establishment, to me, is not just on the Democratic side of the aisle, it's also on the Republican side of the aisle. How do you plan to do that?
Well, you're absolutely right. And just like you said, with a young congresswoman like Lauren Boebert, there's incredible people coming up in this freshman class who are true patriots. I've been trying to figure out why so many good patriots come to Washington, D.C. and then turn into these establishment pawns. And I believe it's because of career politicians. You know, I think it'll be a monumental task, but I believe the best way to fix this is, one, to get money mostly out of politics, but two, to get term limits on Congress. I believe that'll take a constitutional amendment, but getting these people who out of even in our own party who have been there for 10, 20 years, I think that'd be the best way to fix Washington, D.C.
Madison, you're young, you grew up on social media, you understand the power of big tech probably much better than many of our older members. We talk a lot about the power of big tech, whether it's free speech, censorship, you know, election interference in November, even their relationship with China, which is very troubling. What do you think is the best way for Congress to deal with the power of big tech?
Well, one, you have to look into it and see if there really truly is a monopoly going on with big tech, specifically with social media, Facebook and Twitter. But I believe we need to reform Section 230. I think that right now we have these places that are acting like they're a platform, but they're censoring speech and acting more as a publisher. And so I don't believe they can have the best of both worlds. We need to either protect the First Amendment or we need to treat them like a publisher and hold them liable for what happens.
All right, Madison, finally, Speaker Pelosi is she's confident, actually, she's going to get the gavel again on Sunday. She was first elected the first woman Speaker of the House in 2003. How do you intend to challenge such a powerful, entrenched leader like her?
You're no doubt she is probably one of the most powerful speakers we've ever had in our nation's history. I don't think she's going to be a really large fan of me, but I think the number one way we can fight against the Democratic machine right now, as we are in the minority, is to actually fight this culture battle. There is a policy battle that needs to be fought, but right now, as Nancy Pelosi will have the gavel in her hand, there's not much Republicans can do. So the number one thing I think we can do is reach out to sects of the American community that have been unreached by our ideologies and explain to them why they should believe in free market capitalism and freedom of religion and freedom of speech. I think that we have a great message. We've just had bad messengers in the past.
Amen to that. Madison, you are absolutely right. I totally buy into what Margaret Thatcher said. She said, first you got to win the argument, then you can win the vote. You are one of those bright young voices, and I hope you go out on all the networks, everywhere you can be heard, especially into the lion's den of those liberal bastions, and go out there and make the case for the conservative cause. You have already stirred the pot, but you have this really unique opportunity. I'm so thrilled and excited for you and what you're doing, and God bless you. Godspeed.
Thank you all. And Jason, I just got to say, a really big fan. You inspired me to run for Congress when I was very young, so thank you very much.
I'm honored. Thank you.
That's a ringing endorsement.
Happy
Congressman-elect. All right. Happy New Year. Congressman-elect Madison Cawthorn. It will be fun to watch your career, sir, and congratulations.
Thank you all. Have a great morning. Happy New Year.